with Trump back in office and women's reproductive rights taking a serious hit, we're seeing a huge wave of women jumping into the 4B movement. Basically, it's a movement that's all about reclaiming control and saying, if you're gonna mess with our rights, we're gonna respond by opting out.
If you are a woman or even just assigned female at birth in this country, do not have sex. Literally, 4B movement up the ass, do it. Unless you're already in a committed relationship with someone you know will love and support you and shares the same ideals as you, then don't do it. Don't engage in this hookup culture bullshit. It's not worth it anymore. It never was, but it's especially not now. The women of this country deserve better. They deserve so much better. I'm disappointed in anyone and everyone that is genuinely that ill-informed to vote for him or to support him in any way. You've let down my mother and every woman in your life. You're a terrible person.
Before y'all think about starting this 4B movement, I suggest y'all ass go get strapped up, because I'm letting y'all know now, a lot of men don't take too kindly to women not giving them what the fuck they want, especially now that, we don't own our own fucking reproductive systems. So get strapped, take you some self-defense classes. Shit, if you got to, sharpen your teeth. Yeah, because shit most likely is about to get real if y'all plan on doing this movement.
I want to know that I'm from a rural, small town. I've always been a Democrat, but I also was raised shooting pew-pews because I'm from the country. And I have no problem teaching any of my fellow sisters how to properly use a pew-pew for their own safety. And hear me out, even though I've pretty much actively been participating with 4B already, I just want the men to know that if they think that this is going to turn into some sort of Handmaid's Tale thing, I would, and before anyone's taken me and trying to make me live some Handmaid's Tale life. So, in a positive way, ladies, if we go down together. Men, misogynists, if we go down together. I just want you to know.
Then y'all talking about let's do the 4B plan where we don't talk to men, we don't date, we don't kiss, we don't look, we don't touch, we don't... Bitch! I don't want to do that shit! The fuck? Like, what? Y'all already pissing me off enough with this election shit. Y'all talking about something, oh yeah, and ladies, no! I don't want to do that shit, bitch! I just want, bitch, what the fuck? Like, what? I don't want to do no 4B shit. I don't want to do that shit. I love my man. What are y'all talking about? Like, what the fuck? I want love and affection, bitch. I gotta give up love and affection because motherfuckers don't want to... Hold on. Calm down. I gotta give up love and affection because motherfuckers is taking my rights away. God damn, I can't have nothing. I can't have abortions. I can't have rights. I can't have food stamps. And I can't have my man. The fuck y'all mean? Like, what are we even talking about right now? Like, what are y'all even talking about? What the fuck are y'all even talking about? Like,
if you thought you were involuntarily celibate before, wait until you see what women are like when they realize that having one of your babies could cost them their life. Oh, you definitely won't be getting any. And you know what? It's what you deserve. But now these women can focus on their careers. They can focus on their female friendships. You already hate the fact that there are rich aunties out there, child-free and happy. You just made even more of them. You said you were going to get your passport, but you didn't do that. You said there's no need. You can change the laws right here. Good luck with that, because these women aren't risking it. But shout out to the child-free women who are really appreciating the life that they're living, where they're not with a man who thinks that everything that has to do with that child is your responsibility. You thought that you were really going to stick it to women, but what you really did was you're going to let them realize how amazing life is for some of them without children. Some of your genes do need to die off. So I know you wanted a legacy. You wanted a little mini-me to be as mediocre as you are. Now you won't even get that.
Do you even know what the 4Bs are? Because you're right, one of them is you can't hook up with men. The other one is you can't give birth to any kids. You won't date any, not the good ones, not the bad ones, any men. And you will not marry any men. It's not like changing actions. It's supposed to shift your whole paradigm of viewing yourself outside of the patriarchy. You're encouraged to go against traditional beauty standards, the consumerism that's twisted in with beauty standards these days. I'm just saying, if you're not imagining a life outside of all of that, all of this intimacy, reshaping the types of connections and structures you would need in your life, you're not thinking about the 4B movement. And you can say, I'm not sleeping with any, men who are voting against me. That is a line you can draw in the sand. That is not the 4B movement.
Social media is blowing up with women pledging to join, and the energy is fierce. Think of it as a collective mic drop. Women are done with feeling like their bodies are up for debate. Women on social media are making it clear that if the government isn't backing their right to choose, then they're taking their power back in every way possible.
So what now? Yes, so November 5th of 2024 is a canon event for women and the 4B movement. That is for you as a woman to remember that no one's here to save you and no one cares about you, including other women, because they will vote against your best interest. Your rights to your body and your autonomy and choice doesn't matter to most people, most Americans. So what now? That is a clear sign that as a woman, you should not be engaging in casual relations with men unless you are benefiting greatly from that. Greatly. As a woman, you should be striving your best to be fully independent, to taking care of yourself and having resources. Collecting and maintaining all the resources that you can get by yourself. I'm talking savings of money, investments, property, something for yourself. Because nobody here is looking out for your best interest. This country as a whole has never been about unity. It has always been about individual interest. And the best way to survive in life is to play the game the best way that you can. So all you can do as a woman is to fight for what you want, for your needs, and don't care about anybody else. Because no one else will. Put yourself first and be selfish.
Listen, if y'all are serious about doing this 4B movement shit, then do not let white women run it. I'm telling y'all, bro. If we've learned anything from the suffragettes, if you learn anything from that movement, from fucking first wave feminism and Susan B. Anthony, it's that when white women run shit, it's gonna get racist quick as fuck. Quick as fuck. Susan B. Anthony, racist as hell. Racist as hell. Started a whole movement supposedly for all women, and then left behind the black man and the black woman. Just left niggas behind. You feel what I'm saying? So this really goes out to black women. If y'all gonna be part of this 4B movement shit, then y'all need to do this shit by yourselves. Fuck that shit. Y'all can let them niggas. Y'all can let them white women, them fucking white girls do their own shit and fall out by themselves. Don't be part of that 4B movement shit with white women. Are you nuts? Don't do that shit. Don't let white women lead this 4B movement. It's gonna get racist. You're gonna get left behind. You're gonna get fucked over, screwed up. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. This ain't even misogyny talking. This is just historical white feminism. Come on, peep game.
This isn't a political post. This is a women's post. A quick rundown on what you need to do when wanting to participate in the 4B movement and you don't know where to start. And number one, before even ceasing contact with men, is to sign up for a self-defense class and go get that thing registered. Go get a license, go get a permit, go get you something. Get you something to protect yourself. Train yourself to protect yourself. Because all the women are saying, oh, I'm not giving it up, I'm not giving it. Guess what? They're going to take it. They have always taken it. They're just going to take it more now. So after you've taken your karate classes or you've registered that thing, that heat, we're going to move on to the dating apps. Delete all profiles. Don't just delete the app. Delete the profiles and then delete the app. Third step, stop talking to the men. Delete, block, say your goodbyes, and leave it at that. And honey, it's really not that hard. Let's grow up. If you're really serious about doing it, this probably won't be too hard for you. The fourth thing, and it probably should have been the second, to be honest, Get your bodily affairs in order. Whether that means stocking up on certain pills, stocking up on birth control pills, getting them tube side. Hell, remove your uterus. Just to be extra safe. Like, I don't know. Again, it does not matter if you say you're not going to give it up, because everything that men haven't been given willingly, they have taken. All right, ladies, we have some work to do before January. Hey, I almost forgot. Go and get you a rose off Amazon right now.
Hey y'all, I just wanted to pop on here and welcome all the new girlies who are joining the 4B movement for the first time as a result of this, presidential election. Over here, you're going to find like women of all ages, young women, older women, women in between, middle-aged women. You're going to find tons of cats, okay? You're going to find a ton of misandry, okay? And you're going to find healthy pH balances over here. And peace, lots of peace. I really do feel like if most, if not all women got on the same team, one band, one sound type thing, and we realize that in order to get control of our bodies, we have to take it back by limiting who we give our bodies to, aka withholding schmecks, aka withholding romantic relationships from men. And I'm so happy to see that there's like a new onslaught of women joining this movement. I truly do believe this is like the only way, like a last resort, and that we can like take our power back, get our bodies back, get control of our own bodies back. And I'm excited, even though some people may be disappointed with the results of the election. I'm neither disappointed nor excited. Neither am I surprised. Like I said in my previous video, I knew that nothing was going to change, basically. And the only way that it will change is if women as a whole get on the same team. And that team is called the 4B movement. So welcome, girlies.
I don't want to focus on Trump right now, though. I want to focus on the women, particularly the women who are being very vocal right now about wanting to participate in the 4B movement. I'm so happy for you. Do it. But I also want to remind you that under this presidency, under these laws, it doesn't matter if we deny access to our bodies. They can still take it and do whatever they want with it. And that's not meant to rain on your parade or discourage you. It's just meant to be a reminder of the very real circumstances that we're under right now. But today, I want to specifically talk about adding something very important to that list. Not only will we deny access to our bodies, we should deny access to our emotional labor and our emotional intelligence. When I talk to men, people who vote for Trump, they fall into one of two categories. And I have a lot of these people in my family. And some of them are educating themselves and making a choice, and that hurts. But a lot of them are not educating themselves and still just making a choice. And I think that hurts a little bit worse because they do not even care enough to understand what's actually going on. And then they are making a decision to put a lot of people in harm's way. And when I analyzed that deeply, this morning I woke up and I'm thinking about this and I'm like, wow, I have spent so much time being there for people, caring for people, empathizing for people, educating people, holding space for people. And by people, I mostly mean men in my life who I have to have in my life. And they don't care enough to do that back in any facet, but especially this one. And to that I say, you no longer get access to my emotional labor. You no longer get access to my emotional intelligence because these people are coming to me when they're having issues with their partners, when they're having issues with women in their life, when they want to know, how do I be a better person? I'm the one they come to. I'm the one they dump all their problems on. I'm the one who's talking to them for hours on end. And maybe it makes a difference. Most of the time it doesn't. So I'm not doing that anymore. If you are going to actively vote against my rights as a human being and many others, then you don't get access to any part of me. And that might be crazy and that might be outlandish, but when you really think about it, it's not. So if you do follow me and that's who you voted for, or if you are a person in my life, a man in my life, and you depend on me in that way, I will be texting you and letting you know that that's not how it's going to be anymore. I love you guys. Please take care of yourselves today and please be safe. Goodbye.
For a lot of women, it's about setting boundaries and protecting their peace. They're rallying around this as a way to push back, showing they're not here to play by outdated rules. And from the looks of it, the movement's only getting stronger.
As much as I understand why people are talking about the 4B movement right now, I think we need to be realistic and come to terms with the fact that American women are nowhere near ready for this level of social protest. 51% of women voted for Donald Trump. That is over a majority. 60% of white women voted for Donald Trump. The reality is that most women are not interested in decentering men, and that is because we are so deeply socialized since birth to believe that our worth and our happiness and our livelihood is contingent on how males perceive us and our value according to men. I think that especially recently, with how choice feminism has seemed to become the predominant ideology, we are not going to get people on board with doing what is probably a really extreme form of protest to most people. We can't even get people to accept that feminism is not about choice. It never has been. That feminism does not boil down to, oh, I want to be a housewife, or oh, I want to go into the workforce. We can't even get people to agree that feminism is supposed to be for women and does not cater to men. We can't even get people to agree that there are choices that are not feminist. We can't even get people to think deeply about why they do social behaviors like shave and wear makeup without it being coined as white feminism. So women are not going to give up sex and stop getting in relationships and completely go into celibacy and abstinence and singleness because of the outcome of this election. I'm not saying this to be pessimistic. I'm not saying this to drag down anyone who has hope for the 4B movement or wants to participate in it. I'm just saying we need to start from the ground up if we want the social direction to go this way. We need to start having conversations within our own communities, as white women especially, about what it means to decenter men. We also need to stop this new wave of anti-intellectualism, because I'm sorry, but we're never going to deconstruct patriarchy. We're never going to understand why humans behave the way they behave, especially under the lens of gender, if you cannot think deeply about why you do the things that you do, because some things are that deep. If you are new to this concept of decentering men, here are some things that I implore you to think about. 1, have you truly benefited from hookup culture and online dating? Have you truly felt gratified and pleased and respected and valued? In the dating realm, in the sexual realm, are hookups really fulfilling to you? Is giving men access to your body serving you in a way that is fulfilling and makes you feel whole? Are you content with the way that men in your real life interact with you? Are you content with the things that they say to you, with the jokes that they make, with the comments that they make? Are you content with your ability to talk about women's issues and lives around these men in your life, in your real life, not just online? I want you to think about, really deeply think about, your interactions with men in your real life that have given you a sense of purpose, that have truly made you feel happy and fulfilled and satisfied. List them if you can. Can you list more than 5? I think women who have experience with hookup and online dating culture can really start to tap into this, because you can really sit with yourself after those situations and think about, how did that make me feel at my core? Do I feel valued? Do I feel fulfilled? Or do I feel like a meat vessel that was used for someone else's gratification? when 99% of the time you aren't getting any sexual gratification yourself out of those interactions. Like, let's be for real. So I'm not saying that you have to be abstinent and single for the rest of your life, that you have to be lonely and miserable and die alone. I'm saying consider why you give men access to your body, access to your time, access to your emotional labor. What are you getting in return? I want you to think like a man for a second. What are you getting out of this interaction? How are you benefiting? Outside of you being socialized to please men and be nice to them all the time, what are you actually getting out of this?
I've been waiting for everybody else to catch up to speed for a while. I've been participating in the 4B movement since the summer of 2022. I haven't been intimate with any men at all. I haven't been on any dates with any men. I haven't entertained a man at all. No situationships. None of that absolute hot garbage bullshit that has come about in the past 10 years with like hookup culture and stuff. This is my first talking point right here, and I've made videos about this before on my page, but with hookup culture, I feel like it was pushed onto women, and somewhere down the line it was sold to us as like an empowering thing, when if we really think about this, and when we get down to the bare bones of it, hookup culture is not empowering for women at all. And that is because men have perverted women's sexuality so much that even when we try to use it as a tool for empowerment, it backfires on us because of how much men use us for our bodies and objectify us. So celibacy, at least to me, isn't that hard when you look at it this way and you start to realize that men really don't like you for what you actually are. Like, they don't appreciate femininity. There's a lot of men out here that like and enjoy sex from women, but they don't actually like who we are and our feminine energy that we bring. They only see us as sexual objects. Since the summer of 2022, I've drastically changed and kind of radicalized myself to these ideas because I was participating in hookup culture, and I started to understand how it was affecting the women around me and how it was affecting myself. I was someone that went through domestic violence and sexual assault, and I think I was coping and kind of numbing myself with doing things like that and partying and drinking and stuff. I actually haven't had any alcohol. It's almost been a year, and I'm going for a year. I just don't think in the same ways that I used to, and I'm actually very happy that I don't, because it's brought me to a very peaceful, powerful, strong point in my life where I feel very comfortable within myself. So 4B, like, what is that, right? It's when women are not participating in romantic relationships with men, sexual relations with men. We are choosing not to be married, and we're choosing not to bear children with these men either. But, like, what about the women who are already in good, healthy, married relationships? Like, or maybe, hey, you just met someone the other day, or you met someone yesterday. Interact with men as much as you please, right? But I beg of you, as women, and I'm not saying this to slut shame anyone, or this is just how I know the game needs to be played. And unfortunately, it is a game. If you don't protect yourself, you will get burned. Genuinely, in order to protect yourself and your peace, you need to be waiting at least, this is like the very least, 3 months before you even consider opening yourself up to a man sexually. Protect your energy and protect your body. Also, if you must get married, consider not taking a man's last name. Consider not doing it. And if you must take the last name, at least hyphenate it with your maiden name. Something I've always known about myself is, like, I've just never fantasized, even as a little girl, about a wedding day or a wedding dress or getting married or any of that. Of course, it's definitely crossed my mind. And of course, I do have a desire to find someone that will love and respect me at some point. But I've never really put marriage on a pedestal, because I've always known that marriage as a tradition it's always just been a way to show your ownership over a woman. I don't think that's romantic at all. So for the women that are actually wanting to participate in the 4B movement, decenter men, right? Decenter men from your life. Get off your dating apps. Get off the dating apps. If you're still on dating apps, I don't know how you've made it that far, and that's not an insult. That's genuinely like me realizing how bad it is out here in the dating pool. It's garbage. Like, you are never going to find a decent man on there. Maybe there's a diamond in the rough, but it's like, don't gamble like that. That's a very risky gamble. Get off dating apps. Create a plan for your life that isn't around marrying a man. Make a whole vision board, make a whole career goal, life path, like what you want to do with your life, travel, business plans, whatever. But try to do it without centering a man in it.
Now that the dust has settled, it's a couple of things that I want to say. Y'all, I think I'm ready to go full 4B. I'm ready to go full 4B movement on the men. Actually, black men, y'all did well. We got about 80% or so. It's always going to be some knuckleheads that think they white and got a white woman or, whatever. Y'all, the black men did pretty good. I'm not specifically mad at black men. It's just men in general treating women like, why are our rights always up for grabs? It's not a free country if every 4 years I got to fight for my life. Like, if y'all insist on making women second-class citizens, we don't have to give you our body. If we got to fight for our reproductive rights, we don't have to give you children. We don't have to reproduce with you. We're going to do like they doing over in Korea. Korea got a whole missing class of children because they stopped mating with the men and they stopped giving birth because their rights were not being protected and because the men were not doing their fair share. And I'm ready to go full 4B. I think that the only way that women are going to get respect and change the narrative and break out of this misogynistic patriarchal nightmare is to withhold our bodies and start demanding more. We cannot be pick-me's. We cannot be chasing after men. We cannot be using our emotions and making excuses for men's poor treatment of us. We cannot be protecting DL men, especially in the church. We cannot be protecting predators. We have to stand up for us and us only because that's what they're doing. And we are standing by our men, supporting them, supporting the church in their misogyny and making us feel like second class citizens and going along with it like we agree with it. Like we really think the abortion is the issue when really the issue is women's sexual freedom. You don't want women to feel sexually free. You want men to feel sexually free and women to be punished and carry the burden and shame of unwanted pregnancy or STDs or so on and so forth. And guess what? Well, then y'all just be celibate. How about that? How about y'all just how Grindr crashed at the RNC because y'all was DL? Y'all go ahead and keep doing that. And then we'll just keep our stuff to ourselves or we'll just share it with each other and then we'll just go our separate ways. How about that?